COVID marketing day because I'm like, maybe we will sync up.
Oh, the COVID marketing shirt.
It's the official shirt. Everybody needs to wear this shirt when they're.
Speaking of, we got to launch our merch.
So much want to do a brand, like a KZ clothing brand, not swag, a clothing brand. I really have this vision for it. So far, I think you're the only one who's on board with it.
Well, we're gonna take on Abercrombie, right?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, listen, I've got a story for you, and I'm sorry, it is a bit of a poo story. I'm just on this thing. So, I was walking the dogs the other day, and it reminded me of something that I've done for at least 2 years now. So, have you ever walked the dogs?
Yeah, when I was living in New Zealand, I was house sitting and looking after lots of dogs. It's fun.
Okay, and were you like on a regular street, or were you out in the wilderness?
Both.
Both. Okay. So, have you noticed that when you walk dogs, there's a lot of poo tension in the air?
Because you're waiting for the moment.
No, like I walk down the streets and you're walking, and at least down here in downtown Toronto, or kind of downtownish, actually off town, but urban, there's a lot of tension in the air because there's signs up, no dogs on the lawn, pick up your poo, darn you, and there's poo along the walkway because some people don't. So there's this tension, and I feel it when I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm waving to neighbors. Some of them are kind of looking at the dogs like, are you one of those people that, and so, no?
Are you that guy?
You haven't felt that tension?
No, I have.
You have? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's kind of like this ticking time bomb. You don't quite know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, and then when it happens, you're like, "Oh, let me show you that I got my bag."
Like, I got the bag. I got it. I'm not that guy.
And then sometimes there's that feeling like when it's on grass and it's like kind of not very put together. It's like it's just I can't get it all. So sorry, right? So anyways, a couple years ago, I was walking along and I thought to myself, well, what do I want? Right? Because I would just walk by, yes, I'm not the one who's leaving my dog's poop on the ground. So maybe you'll think I'm one of the good guys, but I don't want this tension. And so, I thought to myself, well, who gives a shit? Like really, why not actually get what I want? What's stopping me from picking up the poop as I walk along so that we have nice, clean, like all of it, all the dogs? Because that would get me what I want, because people won't be so upset because they're always stepping in it or looking at it or something else. I was just even thinking, like, why is everybody here just leaving it there? I know somebody else did it, but it's happened. It's a sunk cost. It's in the past. You can't change that. For whatever reason, that person did that. Right? So, it's kind of like saying, you know what? I don't like it like this, but I'm not going to change it because that was them and I shouldn't have to change it.
I mean, I feel like this really speaks to our corporate vision and mission is just, we take care of our community.
Yeah. Is that our vision and mission? It's now our vision and mission. Okay. So anyways, so I was just like, I was thinking to myself, who gives a shit? It's done. Well, the dogs give a shit, right? That's what's going on. That was my punchline for this.
Yep, I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, you got that? Okay. And so I was just going to say, okay, so they've given us their shit, including the other people who just left it there for some reason. Who knows? Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe this is whatever. So I thought to myself, well, what awesome are you going to do with it? Are you going to make this place look nicer? Are you going to clean it up? Are you going to be like, yeah, okay, that's what it is. Let me do it. Ownership. That's what it was for me. Anyways, that's how I resolved the poo tension. Let's get into the show. It's like I think I'm going to promise that we're probably not going to get back to poop for a while.
At least not until 2021.
We'll save it for 2021.
You've tuned in to COVID Marketing.
Or at least after
with
the
Brent
election.
Kobayashi and Arthur Tutt. The show to support small business not just to survive, but to thrive.
Right, we're live with COVID Marketing episode number 119. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 Eastern Standard Time. If you have questions on marketing, business, or whatever, you let us know in the comments wherever you are seeing this. I'm Brent Kobayashi, president of Kobayashi Zeitguys, a marketing agency here in Toronto, Canada. And with me is Mr. Arthur Tutt.
And if you like what you see here in all of these stories and crazy antics and really just caring for the local community, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notify and share it so you never miss a show.
All right. Okay, let's do this. We're going to do the tools we use part two, because you were sick. You were actually not feeling so hot. And I went solo and I showed one out of the many that we wanted to share. I couldn't get through more than that. So marketing and productivity tools that we think are freaking cool, that we think you would think are freaking cool. So this is going to be an overview of some awesome tools. And if you want a deeper dive on this, join our Facebook group, Kill the Guru, at facebook.com/groups/Kill the Guru. And ask us for the deets. You have to say, I want to know more about Mangool. Or last Wednesday, it was like so good. I was doing mail merge with Excel and Word and Outlook. Like, you know, the mail merge that you used to do to print labels on envelopes and send like stuff in the mail?
I'm going to have to believe you on this one.
Except now it was email merge. And it was so good. It was like everybody who's watching this should be going to watch that if you haven't already seen that, because it's my most exciting thing. Every time I do this, I get joyful. But
I'm just imagining a full episode of Brent just like printing labels.
No. Don't, like, they're not going to watch it if you do that.
I'd be excited for that.
Okay. I mean, actually, there's probably a niche market for it. However, it is, just to be clear, it is how to do email, personalize one-on-one emails. Anyways, it's going through your email system. In my case, Outlook. I think I think you need Outlook. I'm not 100% sure about that. You could possibly use other email clients. Yet you could do like a whole bunch at the same time, like a rapid amount of personalized email. Sort of batch it all, do it very quick, but still keep the high touch. That's what it was. It was like so good. All right, but now you are going to dig into a few things.
Jump into some more tools.
Yeah. Get into your tools. So over to you, Arthur.
Over to the tool man. All right. Well, let's start with Local Falcon, which sounds really cool and fancy, and it is. This is for. I'm just going to share my screen here. Take over screen sharing. Great. So this is for anybody who has a Google My Business account. And so Google My Business, that's where you list your business on Google and it shows up on Google Maps. Now, quick bit of background here with Google Maps. It's very location dependent, as in where the person is searching for, coffee shop near me, dentist near me, flower shop near me, whatever that might be. Where the person is searching has a big influence on the results that person sees, because Google wants to deliver local results. And I'm going to throw us on the hot seat here. I haven't actually pre-tested this, so I'm not quite sure what's going to show up.
Nice.
But I've got, so this is the tool, Local Falcon. I've pulled up our business, Kobayashi and Zeitguys, and we're going to do a quick search for marketing agency in a 3-kilometer radius around the business location. So we're in the Danforth Village Beaches area here. And let's run this search. And let's see what happens. Do you want to run some bets?
We're going to be doing really well because you've been doing optimization, Arthur. I'm depending on you. This is your 6-month review or whatever. Oh, geez. Oh, no, 20 plus. Oh,
Oh, I see some
okay.
ones. I see some
That's
ones.
okay. Yeah, we got some. Okay.
So quickly, what this tool does is I've created a 5x5 grid. So it's put down 25 points, 25 little pins on the map. And so each one of those pins is a theoretical location of where somebody is standing when they do the search for marketing agency. And so you can see right around Danforth
Well,
Village.
of course, yeah.
Of course, right where we are. So Danforth Village, beaches area, down to Kingston Road, down to the beach. Danforth Village beaches area, we actually show up number 1, number 2, a little bit of number 3 here on the maps. Now that's really exciting because when you do a search in Google, the map pack or the snack pack, Google shows you the top 3 results. So if you can be in the top 3, that's really, really, really good because it means you're actually going to show up when somebody searches for that. Now, unfortunately, when we start looking at like Leslieville, Greektown, Riverdale, not quite so hot. So this is where we can see, okay, there's some room for improvement. And in terms of some easy wins, if we look at here's a 4, here's a 5, a couple more 5s, that like if we could get this 4, if we could bump that up to a 3, now we're showing up in that top snack pack. If we could get that 5, bump it up to a 4 or to a 3, those would be some quick, easy wins. Obviously, that the higher the ranking, the more work that's going to go into that. But if you want to get a quick snapshot of your business, how well your business ranks for specific keywords, this tool is great for that to show how strong you are. And I would recommend even doing a scan, say once a month, and then seeing how your rankings change over time to see whether the effort that you're putting into it is working.
Now, we have a whole series of shows all about local SEO. But what I love about this is if you are a business that is looking for some local intent, right? So in other words, marketing agency used to be that you did all sorts of stuff to be on the first page of Google, that top 10 list. This stuff, if there is local intent and Google detects that this person is actually looking to buy something local, means that above all of that search engine optimization, it's doing this Google map, right? To say 1, 2, 3. So the obvious is dentist office, coffee shops, but it's also, lawyers or marketing agencies or services where there's a location that I might want to get to. So, and I love the idea of sitting there going, like, we could be like, we could take over Lake Ontario there a little bit.
Moving into the lake.
So yes, one of our favorite tools is Local Falcon, localfalcon.com. They're not a marketing sponsor. They should be. All right, next.
And last point on this, part of the reason that I love this is sometimes it feels like SEO can be like this kind of black box. You do all this kind of work and you're wondering like, okay, did it do anything? Did we get better? Are things improving? This gives you quantitative results where you can see, again, check it every month and see month over month. Are you getting better? Is that work actually paying off? And so you can have that kind of sense of satisfaction being, it's working.
Perfect. Okay.
Next tool, technically it's called Mangools, but I just call it Keyword Finder. I think the parent company is Mangools, but Keyword Finder. The whole point of this, and again,
sorry, let's just make sure people, because this is being podcasted, kwfinder.com.
Bingo.
Keywordfinder.com. Okay, go for it.
Yep. And so this is, again, an SEO research tool. So let's say you're looking to start a blog or you're looking to expand your blog and you're trying to figure out, what do I write about? What are the search terms? What search terms have volume? Which search terms are easy to rank for? Which ones are more competitive or difficult to rank for? What you can do is just come in here and let's just search for Toronto Marketing Agency and hope I'm spelling everything correctly on the fly. And then they prepare our drink because this is actually a beverage company, just so you know. So the search term Toronto Marketing Agency has a total search volume of 1,800 searches per month. So that's quite a few searches, and a keyword difficulty of 32. Now, just for quick reference, the keyword difficulty, it goes from 1 to 100. Anything less than a 20 is going to, or anything less than a 30 is going to be showing up in these green colors. That indicates it's relatively easy to rank for. If it's a yellow, it's going to be harder, more competitive. And if it's a red, I I'd recommend leaving that one for a couple of years. So you ideally want to find, especially if you're a newer website and you're trying to rank words more easily, focus on the green keyword difficulty. So just as an example, and these also need to be refreshed. So if we look at SEO agency, this is the other thing I love here. It gives you the word that you searched for, but then it also gives you related keywords, kind of other recommendations that you might not have thought of. And so we can see here, we might make the decision, okay, Toronto marketing agency, maybe that's too competitive to rank for, but SEO agency Toronto, that's a little bit easier to rank for. And so it
You know
shows you.
what's fascinating with this though? It also gives you the cost per click, which is Google Ads.
Mm-hmm.
And SEO agencies high and Toronto marketing agencies low, which means for some reason in the marketplace, the value of that to the targeted companies is a little bit off.
And it could come down to intent, just because if somebody's searching for an SEO agency, they already have a better sense of what it is that they're actually looking for. Toronto marketing agency is a little bit more generic. It's a little bit like, I don't know what I want. We need some marketing. But SEO is like,
or I want a job or something like that.
Sure.
Or yeah,
Sure.
Okay, cool.
And then the other thing that shows you, it also gives you the top 10 results of who's also ranking for that keyword. What is their domain authority? What is the page authority of that page that's ranking? And so it gives you a sense of, okay, if I want to rank for this keyword, this is the competition that I'm up against. And like I was saying, ideally, you want to use this tool and you want to find what are some of those quick wins? What are some of those easier search terms to rank for? Where maybe the competition, sometimes you'll find on page one of Google, the competition, their domain authority might be under a 10 or under a 20. And so you're like, got it. All right, that looks like an easy one to rank for.
So on the left there, can you scroll down a little bit to get, perhaps a little bit
Other
more
related keywords?
Yeah. I'm just,
Like
maybe,
there's so many variations here.
yeah. You're sorted by search volume, which
Yeah. Do you want to see it by volume?
No. Let's. Volume is cool because then
we could rank by keyword difficulty. So if you want to get a quick snapshot of like, okay, what are the easy ones?
Yeah. Well, not necessarily easy, but easier.
Easier. Good
Yeah.
qualifier.
Yeah.
And one thing to note here, so it tells you when it was last calculated. So if it might have been calculated some years in the past. So sometimes you need to go through and actually refresh these.
Right. And that's why they have a little search for some of them.
Yeah. So these have never been calculated.
Gotcha.
So we can see here, search engine optimization Toronto has a keyword difficulty of 16. Now the search volume isn't super high, but this has a relatively easy to rank for keyword. And if we take a look at, okay, let's just make sure we're in the right one here. Who's actually ranking here? I'm just curious to see.
There's a 24.
Yeah, there's a 24, 27, 32. So 21. And again, domain authority isn't the be all and the end all, but it's a really good kind of indicator number. But you can see here, SEO Toronto domain authority of 15. They're just at the top of page 2.
So basically what that's telling us is there are some results that are coming up with high domain authority, but they're not necessarily optimized for this particular keyword in terms of their languaging that they're using, because up the top, you're getting a 24, you're getting a 224s there, which means that these people who are more optimized for these keywords than say upcity.com are able to get in there. So you notice like unlimited exposure is outranking a Nerd's World for these particular keywords, even though the domain authority is not near, or clutch.co, is because it's a little, the Google is saying, because Google with these responses, and that's part why search sometimes can be exciting for people. Google's actually not looking for who pays the most in advertising dollars, not even with their ads, are not entirely doing that, but they're looking for what is editorially the thing that's going to satisfy the people that are using our search engine the most. And therefore, that's where your opening is to say, I'm actually going to do a better job than this major website that spent a ton of money for these particular words. I'm actually going to satisfy people the most.
What's the best result for the user?
Yeah. Nice.
And something I find exciting here, again, looking at these numbers for domain authority, I believe last time I checked, our Kobayashi domain authority is 26, I want to say.
Mhm.
And so looking at this, we absolutely could, if we wanted to write a very focused, concise blog on search engine optimization Toronto, there's no good reason why we couldn't rank for that, because we already have the domain authority that fits within the kind of range here.
For sure. And just to be clear, it might be just a blog, depending on how long tail or niche the information is. Long tail meaning how many words that you might, like a long tail of words is what it is, or very niche topic. But it might take more than that, right? So it might take many pages, or it might take keywords in other websites pointing to you about search engine optimization Toronto. Like there's different ways that you would rank for that, and that's a different conversation. We just wanted, if you're looking at what could I possibly do, and the answer to that is, if this is what you figure, you know what, I actually want to write about this, because and add this content to my website. If the domain authority and the different rankings and the way people are positioning themselves, that's actually a very legitimate, low cost, lo-fi way, especially if you're actually serving your primary audience of just people that you're contacting in general, to do search engine optimization on your website without necessarily doing a huge program. So I think this is a great tool to share. And yes, if you want more deets on this, you have to ask us in our Facebook group. Okay, I think that's it.
Last point. I was just going to say, looking at this, there's a lot of actually relatively low keyword difficulty search terms here. We could definitely go for this.
I don't know. What are we doing, man?
So
okay, 2021.
If our competitors are watching, stop watching right now.
All right. Yeah. So 2021, we're probably going to focus more on this kind of stuff right now. We're just so busy. Just so busy.
Remind me, do I have another tool, or are we back to you now?
I think you're back to me. What's our time like? Our time's up.
Do we have to do a part 3?
We do.
I was having too much fun.
No, it's fine. Listen, time flies when you're having tool fun. Okay. So, yeah, let's wrap up. So yes, hold on. I do have a little bit of a wrap up here. All right. I wanted to ask, like, so what tools do you use? Oh, sorry. Do this one more time. It's live, whatever. What tools do you use and love? What problems do you want to solve that you would hope that there's a tool out there to solve it? Let us know in the comments and we'll dig into it. All right, that's it. Let's go into our outro.
You've tuned in to COVID Marketing with Brent Kobayashi and Arthur Tutt, the show that supports small business not just to survive, but to thrive.
That's it. Thank you so much for joining us to talk about marketing and business productivity tools part 2. On Monday's show, we're going to have another question and answer smorgasbord. We have still a huge backlog of questions that we need answers to. So everybody, have a wonderful weekend. It's been awesome to have you join us.
Round 2.
For round 2, part 2, outro 2, all the 2s, all the doo-doos. I think that's the 3rd time I've been talking about. 4th time? I don't know. I'll stop. I've been advised that I should stop. I don't know. This literally, I feel like I got to 52 and my mind went to 5. I got to 5-2. I went to 2-5. I don't know. There's something in there. I feel like I'm 5 sometimes.
50 doo-doo.
50 doo-doo. Okay. All right. Sure. Cut. We got to cut this.